points and 9 boards per game. Yesterday, Kawhi dismissed the injury concern. He said, quote, "I'm 100% when I'm on the floor. No excuses." It sounds good, but Shannon, what do you make of that type of bravado?
Look, I believe Kawhi said all the right things because he's in a no-win situation. He says he's hurt. He's making excuses. Skip Bayless and his entourage are going to jump on
I don't
him.
have an
Yeah,
entourage.
you do. Yeah,
It's
you do.
just
Yeah,
me.
you do.
I'm solo. I fly alone.
You drive a narrative bus and it's filled with people that's waiting to pounce when an athlete says that he's injured. Why would you tell somebody? Magic Johnson would have never said he had an injury. Larry Bird. Did you ever hear Michael Jordan say he had an injury?
Well,
stop it.
did you?
I ain't worried about that. I don't know what he
Good point you made.
I don't know anything about that. I'm telling you about Kawhi. And we know Kawhi because I've seen Kawhi. I know when Kawhi is healthy.
Oh, really? Yeah, you watched him for 7 years in San Antonio the way I did when you were saying San Antonio is broccoli and I don't eat broccoli.
I know.
So this is the first time you've ever even watched this guy.
I've been watching Kawhi. Ooh, watched him a lot.
Yeah, you have.
Watched
Last couple of months, a lot.
No. I watched it when he was 2-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, did you?
I watched that
I don't
Kawhi.
recall that.
And all of a sudden, he don't have that same giddy up.
Yeah.
He can't skip. You know, sometimes, you know, an athlete, you can step on the gas and you just go. And then sometimes you got to try to get it to go. And that's what I'm seeing with him. You saw that in game 1, Skip. You know that man can run faster than that. His giddy up had a hitch in it. But you know what? Klaus says, if I'm out here, I'm going to give you everything I got. Yeah, I'm a little hampered, but don't worry about all that. I'm still going to give you 31 and 9. I'm still going to lock people down when I need to. That's what he's going to do, Skip Bayless. So the great athletes, they don't make excuses. And I've said before, once you put on that jersey, forget it. With a football jersey or baseball or basketball, all they see is the name and the number. They see Leonard on the back, number 2, and Raptors on the front. Oh, you out on the court, you're 100%. So that's what he said. He says, I'm 100% when I'm on the court. Who says that? That tells you what he's dealing with, Skip. I'm 100% when I'm on the court. Really? You should be 100% off the court too, right?
So you just said, I'm going to quote you, the great athletes don't make excuses.
They don't.
Well, you're a great athlete, and you're making excuses for this guy.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not in the athletic business.
Oh, you're not in that. And yet, you are still in the Hall of Fame, and you just, I can't take that away. I mean, you threatened to lose it. You keep trying to lose it by losing all those bets. But it's okay, because you're still in Canton.
Yeah.
And the guy who's in Canton has tried to school me from the start of this show back in September of 2016 that if you put on the uniform and you step on the field or you step on the court, no excuses.
None. That's what he said.
But you're giving him an excuse.
Hold on. Did he say?
You're saying he's hurt, right?
He is hurt. I didn't make it up.
Do you realize you are now giving the limping legend, the Eggman? That's what he's the Eggman. You're giving him the ultimate out, the ultimate pass.
Was Tom Brady hurt?
You've become the lead. We're not talking about
No, when he
Tom
cut his
Brady.
thumb, was he hurt?
Well, did you see it?
Okay.
It was cut deep into the palm of his throwing hand. 12 stitches
It
worth.
was the thumb area.
Okay, and what did he do in the fourth quarter against Jacksonville?
I don't know.
124
What did he do in the fourth quarter against Philly?
505 for the game. All-time playoff record. Wow.
Skip, stop that.
Well, you started it. I finished it. So let's get this straight. You are the leader of the, it used to be the blind witnesses for LeBron, but now it's just the blind defenders for this guy.
No.
The apologists. You are the number 1 apologist for number 2. And yet the point is that you miss, he's always hurt. I watched nearly every game he played for 7 straight years. Well, every game he played, he didn't play 73 the last year. I don't know why. He had a bruised thigh, so he decided I went out, I'm not going to play. But it was always something with him. He is perpetually hurt.
Okay.
And what galls me the most, what makes me the sickest and the tiredest is I told you earlier in this show, they're all hurt right now. They all have some kind of tendonitis. Like Iggy's playing with
degrees, Skip.
Okay, but it's all. And yet, what galls me the most is you are reaching for the weakest, cheapest, really most unfair excuse that you can throw back at me across the table.
What's that?
Which is he's got tendonitis in his knee. Well, the reason it's cheap and unfair is because I really can't argue with that because you don't know and I don't know. I always say, I don't know how much a man is hurt. The only thing I have going for me are these right here. I can do eye test. I can put the eye test on games 1 and 2 at Toronto, and he looked just fine to me because I know his game and his gait.
The only time an eye test matters is you're going to get driver's license or you're going to the doctor's office. But I don't care what your eyes tell you. I know what I see, too.
I saw him exploding to the basket left and right. Sometimes he didn't quite get there because there are long arms of the law up there for
Skip, you know, Skip.
Golden State.
You saw the man in game 1. You saw him hobbling. You think he's doing that for? You think he's doing that for
Game 1
show?
of what?
At the finals, he didn't have that giddy up.
Are you kidding me? He's scoring at will.
No. He wasn't scoring at will.
Then I have to read that after game 2, he was limping in the locker room.
Yeah.
This guy's a shrewd operator. I've been trying to warn you about him. He has high basketball IQ. He has high gamesmanship IQ. So what did we see him do against Milwaukee? What happened in the first 2 games at Milwaukee? They lost both. They went home to Toronto, and the weight of the Raptor world was now on number 2's shoulders.
And what did he do?
And what did he do?
Gave him the business.
He limped.
Gave him the business.
He limped all through game 3, and it got so bad he forgot which leg was hurting him late in the game. He did. He was limping right leg, and then all of a sudden he's limping left leg after another dunk. Was I left or right? I can't remember. I'll limp both sides.
Well, both of them hurt.
Okay, both of them are hurting. And he limped through game 4. And fortunately for them and him, they won those 2 games, and he was back in business. So now he realizes, it's 1-1, and we're going to their place. So after the game, I need to plant seeds of excuse.
Man, you know what Skip Bayless
Okay, well, he's limping in the locker room in front of all the reporters. Limping back to his locker. I barely can make it to my locker. And then the Athletic quoted him after another game where he said, my SH is hurting me. Okay, great. We get it. Your excuse is planted firmly in the psyches of Shannon Sharp and all the apologists.
So in other words, he's lying. He's not hurt. He doesn't have tendonitis.
He's exaggerating. I don't know if he has tendonitis or not. And even if he does, it's not that big of a deal.
Skip, you having tendonitis and running on the...
I got it. Okay. I got it. But you can just run through it. He looked just fine to me.
You having tendonitis, running on your treadmill at 2:30 in the morning is different than having tendonitis and playing in an NBA Finals game.
Or running on concrete.
Okay.
Sunday, yeah.
But let me ask you a question. If you had to run a certain time to try to win, so I'm going to go out there and I'm going to find me 100 people, and you got to beat them all.
Okay.
With tendonitis in your knee.
I can beat them right now.
No, you can't beat nothing.
No, I can.
You can't even beat me.
What, ready? I'll go in these shoes I got on right now. We can go right across the street. My course is right across the street in Cheviot Hills. We can run. I got an 8-mile loop around Cheviot. It's a little hilly, but you can do it. Your Achilles will hold up.
I don't drive 8 miles in a day, let alone run.
Well, you just said it, and I closed your mouth again. So he right on schedule now, he has planted the seed of an excuse for game 3, just in case it goes wrong. It is an excuse.
Okay, let me ask you a question. So in other words, if he plays well, and he scores his 35, has like 10, 11 rebounds, 5 or 6 assists, and they win, he's planting the seed that Kawhi Leonard is so tough, he's playing through pain, he's playing through injury.
He's doing.
Okay, then if he doesn't, he's got another excuse that says the reason why he didn't play well, he's hurt.
You know, the problem here, he is so mentally and physically fragile that you are enabling him to get away with it.
I think
that's what you're doing.
Tough because it's...
Okay, let's just do this. This would close the argument.
Okay.
If the finals end and the next week it is announced that he needs meniscus cleanup surgery.
I don't need to do that.
If that's what it is, you got me. Then I'll say, I got it, because I know how that feels also. If you have you've had torn cartilage, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay, it sticks in the mechanism of your knee, and it just kills you. If it gets stuck, it can kind of go in and out. But if it happens to catch,
you ain't bending that knee.
You are down for the count. So if that's going on in his knee right now, if he's playing through a meniscus tear, you got me.
He's playing through bad tendonitis from overcompensation.
Overcompensation.
Yes.
It's the thigh, it's the knee, it's the shoulder, it's the hand, it's the calf. It's always something with this guy, and I'm not giving him this. You can give him the excuse, not over on this side of the table.
I don't make excuses.
I expect him to play very well tonight.
Of course.
I expect him to help win the game.
That's what the greats can do.
Oh.
You remember remember
Well,
that?
he's supremely gifted. I give you that.
You remember that historic performance Isaiah had in the fourth quarter where he dropped?
Yeah, now that
25?
was pure guts.
Okay.
I was there. I was in the front row that day at the Forum right here in Los Angeles.
He found a way to focus and channel all his energy.
Thank you.
So that's what number 2 is doing. That's what Kawhi's doing. He's focusing all his energy. And
You can't even say it with a straight face.
Gonna give it to him.
can't.
I know Kawhi's injured. I know he's not making
You
this
don't
up.
know.
I do know.
We will find out
He is
more
not a
tonight
liar.
when
Next, you're going
Game
to be
3
DMing
tips
with
off.